didn't mean to go like that, but alright, let's try this again. What the? Okay, I don't know. Hello guys, welcome back to the Kraig Show. Hopefully you guys are having a good one out there. Oh boy, we got a lot to talk about today. Seems like since Thursday, it's been one after another of stories coming out, and we're going to try to tell you most of them and give my thoughts on those. So real quick, from Thursday, we're going to go back to the ICE shooting in Dallas. So all I know is that 2 people have been killed today. Or not killed, but today, but last Wednesday. One person's a 37-year-old El Salvador immigrant. The other person, I didn't research him. But again, it's a lot of Democrats are going to say, oh, this is a Republican doing it, but the person is anti-ICE, and that's telling me that's more of the Democrat leaning. So really, just a follow-up on that, that 2 people have been killed in the shooting over down in Dallas. And speaking of Dallas, oh boy, what a game between Dallas and Green Bay. 40-point tie. Honestly, in my opinion, I feel like if you're gonna have it overtime, don't tie it. I mean, it's going to ruin the season for both teams. It's like basically not playing one game, basically. I just don't like the ties. NFL needs to get rid of those and just basically go to another overtime, another, so on and so forth. We need to have a winner. We have a loser. Both teams can't sit tie. That's unacceptable, in my opinion. But anyways, on Sunday, man, more violence, and this one's happening in Michigan. Church shooting. It was a Mormon church. So the attack happened at Church of Jesus Christ Latter Day Saints, which is a Mormon church. The suspect rammed his truck into the church and opened fire inside the church. Later, set the church on fire, and then the church partly collapsed due to the fire damage. Then 4 worshippers were killed, 8 injured. The suspect is a 40-year-old man from Michigan. He was a former U.S. Marine veteran who served in Iraq. So, man, you can point out a lot of things. There's been photos circling around X of him wearing a Trump shirt back in 2019. And again, that's 2019. That's like almost 5 years ago. Or actually 6 years ago. And then you could say, oh, he's a Democrat, but there's really no evidence of that either. I mean, it's very hard to say who he is or what he believes in politics, but that shouldn't matter at all. But people were pointing fingers and doing this, doing that, but it's very hard for someone to basically find a motive like this one. Either it's just pure hatred for the church, or just pure hatred for the religion. Either way, this is a disgusting act, and once again, from my second episode in a row, that I condemn any violence of any church, of any political people, or anyone. I mean, this is starting to get really, really stupid on how much evil is in this country. I mean, it's getting out of hand. And, I mean, I'll talk about what's happening with the government shutdown. I mean, you got probably 2 hours before the government shuts down, so hopefully they get something up before I end this today. But yeah, I mean, it's just no, we don't need violence. Violence is not the answer all the time. And I know on CNN, or not on CNN, but on X, I saw that a former CNN person was saying violence is the answer, which is not the answer. Don't do anything stupid. Don't hurt anyone. Don't kill anyone. I mean, it's just sad. It's just sad on where we are as a country. You know, when my mom and dad were growing up, and when my aunt and what my grandpas and grandmas lived in, the timeline they lived in, there was assassinations here and there, but both sides worked together to basically help the American people out. And these days, it's basically like, she did it, he did it, they did it, that raccoon did it. And it's getting really out of hand here. And it just sucks that in an incident like this, in a church of religion, that we are politicalizing this guy. People are claiming, oh, he's MAGA. No, he's a Democrat. I mean, can we just say this guy is just a lunatic and move on with our life, and we pray for the ones who've been injured or killed in his evil act? I mean, let's stop pointing fingers at each other, blaming it on gun violence or any of that. Let's just blame it on the person who did it and figure out why he had this hatred. And then what we have to do now is also look at each other and see if there's any red flags, like, so we don't have this incident again. You know, like, there's been the whole month of September has been bad for everyone. Let's be honest. I mean, Labor Day weekend, I mean, it wasn't really nothing bad. But then when you get to September 10th, Charlie Kirk got assassinated, and then you go probably like less than 500 miles down the road in Colorado, 3 kids have been killed in a school shooting. And then, fast forward to 2 weeks, on Wednesday, 3 people killed in a Dallas ICE shooting. And then you go over to Sunday, then we got 4 people killed in a church shooting. This is unacceptable for America, and a lot of people know it. But what are we doing to figure it out? Let's point fingers and just try and make sense, or not make sense, but like, let's blame the other people and not figure out what's going on. Here's the issue. We need to look at how the people are acting before they commit these heinous crimes. We need to go to, let's say, our friends, our family members, to ask them, hey, how's it going? Are you doing okay? Are you feeling okay? And make sure they're not going loony, and basically making sure they're mentally stable. And I guess this is a big issue for all of us. I mean, I guess I really don't, this is something I've been doing, but every time I meet someone new, because at my workplace, my 9-to-5 job, seems like I'm talking to someone new every single day. I ask them, hey, how's it going? Making sure they're good and no red flags are waved. So, basically, subject is basically ask people if they're okay, ask them if they need any help, because we don't need another shooting because of a lunatic with a gun. It's not the gun that are killing the people, it's the person with the gun killing the people. Let's get it in sense and get this country safer. Come on, guys. I mean, you know, I want kids. I want kids someday. I don't have a girlfriend yet, but that's okay. I want to have kids when I get older. And I want my kids feeling safe going to school each and every day, knowing that no one has the evil mind of going to a public school and shooting innocent kids and teachers. And, you know, I think this was brought up during the debate last year between JD and Tim, and, you know, it was a really good debate. But what happened since then? What have Donald Trump and JD Vance done to prevent these school shootings? Nothing. And yes, I am basically putting JD and Donald Trump on the spot. But, I mean, it's also not really a federal government issue to do this. But we need to figure out, as a country, how do we get people in therapists to help sessions to get their mind back on the right track? Because, once again, we don't need another school shooting. We don't need another church shooting. We don't want none of those. We don't. I mean, what happened in Dallas, what happened in all these shootings, it's just pure hatred. It's just filled with pure hatred. And, you know, my thoughts and prayers are with everyone who's dealing with this. And hopefully someday we get to know why these people are like this. It's sad. It's just very, very sad. And again, my thoughts and prayers are with all the families who have been affected with shootings this month alone. And hopefully, since tomorrow's the start of October, we don't have any shootings at all. You know, that's my number one hope, that heading to a new month, we don't have any new shootings, either from right or left. We don't want them. We don't want them. We want everyone to be safe and no one getting killed. So, moving on to another subject, really just an update on the Charlie Kirk assassination story. So the suspect, he's a 22-year-old guy dating a transgender female, is to appear in court in a month. So what am I expecting out of this hearing? I think it's not going to be sentencing. I think it's just going to be just talking. I mean, it's going to be a big movement into this case, but I've heard that the suspect doesn't, or the suspect attorneys don't want the death penalty. So, don't know what happens, but I do want to affirm or say that Utah does still have the permission to fire people through guns, like a I don't know, I can't remember what they call it, but basically men and women line up with guns and they shoot them to death. So yeah, this is going to be something interesting going forward. Keep an eye on that. You know, it's bad. I mean, I really hope that they get him in the full extent of the United States law, and he should be punished. Some good news, in a way. So, this past Saturday, Penn State was hosting the whiteout game between Oregon and Penn. And one cool thing about this weekend is that Benny Johnson, if you don't know him, I think he has his own podcast and show, and you should follow him. And he was basically handing out freedom shirts, the shirts that Charlie Kirk wore on his final day, and basically throwing them out and handing students those shirts so they can wear them in the game. And I mean, I think they said 5,000 students were wearing the shirt, so that's pretty cool. That's really cool. And it's really cool on how people do this, and I'm excited to see if the Huskers get a whiteout, and Turning Point USA could go there again and hand kids out for a whiteout, but this time have some red in there. Go Big Red. Anyways, I don't have a script going down there, but we're going to talk about a little more interesting subject here. So Friday, a Des Moines school superintendent was detained by ICE. And the person refers to himself as Ian Roberts, the superintendent of Des Moines Public Schools. And basically, here's the timeline. September 26th, ICE agents arrested Ian Roberts during a traffic stop in a school-issued vehicle. ICE alleges he fled on foot into a wooded area. He was later apprehended with assistance from Iowa State Patrol officers. ICE said Roberts was found with a loaded handgun, a fixed-blade hunting knife, and about $3,000 in cash. Roberts allegedly entered the U.S. on a student visa in 1999 and had a final order of removal from 2024 and lacked work of authorization. The Des Moines School Board placed Roberts on administration leave. The Iowa Board of Education examines revoked his administrative license. Roberts admitted his basically saying he's quitting as superintendent, citing concerns that the controversy was distracting the district from its mission. Roberts' attorneys have sought to stay the deportation proceedings and reopen his immigration case. So basically, let's talk about this. I don't see a lot of Democrats really hammering on this one. I don't. It should be major news on how bad the Des Moines public school basically hired him without knowing if he was a legal immigrant. And they could say, oh, he had these social security numbers, they were stolen, and they should have went to the system, make sure it matched the person, but I guess it didn't. So, yeah, I mean, it's really questionable. You could say that the Des Moines school didn't do their job at checking hand process or thoroughly, and you can blame another bunch of parties, but at the end of the day, it's just, I mean, wow. You didn't expect that to be a news, a headline in 2025. That a school leader basically is illegal from another country. It's just wow. Yeah, that might be a card. So then, really the last thing I want to talk about tonight, the Bad Bunny Super Bowl announcement. I mean, who had the thoughts on having Bad Bunny as the Super Bowl halftime show? Who? He really doesn't speak English. He's well known. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's probably well known. But I guess the Super Bowl is the biggest game in America, in the world. And it's the Americans' game. And why can't we have an American singer? I'm sure Bad Bunny has a lot of talent. Don't get me wrong, he could be a really, really good singer, but let's focus on where he came from. He's from Puerto Rico. I believe he's from Puerto Rico. I might be wrong. You can email me at kraigcurtisshow@gmail.com if I'm wrong. But let's have an American singer. You know, I don't care if it's Snoop Dogg or Drake or Attorney Brown. I don't know, anyone. I mean, any American singer is good. I mean, as long as they support their country and, yeah, I mean, hell, I would see Garth Brooks up there. I don't like Garth Brooks, but I would rather see him be on the Super Bowl stage than Bad Bunny. And I'm not being racist, I'm not being anything, you know. I just don't think that someone from another country should be... And, I mean, actually, let me make this. Someone who actually speaks English in their music, sings English, should sing in the Super Bowl. That's my opinion right there. The reason is because you got a majority of Americans watching the Super Bowl. And, you know, you got some Hispanics and some other people from other countries watching as well. But you have to think about the whole country. You can't just split in half and favor one side for years and years and years. I mean, look at the past 10 Super Bowls. Actually, I'll type it up real quick. But, let's see here. Alright, let's see here. Okay, 2025, Kendrick Lamar. 2024, Usher. 2023, Rihanna. 2022 had Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, and then Mary J. Blige and Kendrick Lamar. 2021, The Weeknd. 2020, Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. 2019, Maroon 5. 2018, Justin Timberlake. 2017, Lady Gaga. 2016, Coldplay. So you can tell that they're kind of leaning towards pop and rap, those type of music for the last couple of years. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I mean, some songs are really, really good. But it's been 10 years since we had a country. It's been 10 years since we had rock and roll. It's time to get back into that, what the actual American people want. I want country, I want rock, and a lot of people want that too. I mean, a lot of people are really disappointed on this selection of Bad Bunny for this year's Super Bowl. A lot of people are hoping for Taylor Swift. And hell, I mean, I would even support Taylor Swift singing the Super Bowl rather than Bad Bunny. And I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't. I mean, the NFL needs to get better on what they choose to be in the halftime show for the Super Bowl. So, if you guys have any thoughts on the subjects I talked about today, you can email me at the Kraig Show 2025@gmail.com. Follow me on Kraig10 on X, Facebook. We haven't posted anything on Facebook yet, but on the Kraig Show. And I believe that's all the social media stuff I have. So, from Nebraska, thank you so much for tuning in tonight and today, should I say. And I hope you guys have a good one.